Decadence, opulence, riches beyond imagination. That's Dubai, the desert oasis that seemingly sprang from nothing to become a global hub of wealth and luxury. But how exactly did this tiny emirate transform itself so rapidly? Dubai wants you to see the gleaming skyscrapers and glossy 5-star hotels. The man-made, palm-shaped islands are glittering shopping malls catering to every desire. But behind this shiny veneer is a hidden underbelly, cloaked in secrecy and intrigue. Look closer at Dubai's stratospheric growth and you'll find a complex web of hustles and quick money schemes. Deals made behind closed doors in the name of ambition, an insatiable greed that drove Dubai's leaders to great lengths to realize their fantastical vision. The true story of Dubai's rise reveals what happens when impossible dreams meet unchecked power, when the limitless pursuit of more leads to rapid growth at any cost. This is a saga of cunning, ingenuity, and rule blending, a masterclass in creating a mirage in the desert through whatever means necessary, even if those means aren't exactly legal. What dark secrets lie beneath the surface of Dubai's success? This is the chilling, untold story of how Dubai secretly makes money. Chapter 1. Dubai Humble Origins. The year was 1833. Back then, Dubai was simply a tiny pearl diving and fishing village nestled along the shores of Dubai Creek. The settlement was home to just 800 members of the Bani Yas tribe, led by Maktoum bin Budi. They recognized opportunity in Dubai's natural harbor and creek, which allowed access from the Gulf into the desert interior. It was the perfect spot for a small port. The Bani Yas set up camp, building simple reed houses and dhow boats along the creek banks. Like their ancestors before them, they survived off fishing Dubai Creek and diving for pearls, the jewels of the sea. When the tide went out, young boys would wade waist-deep searching for oysters, hoping to find precious pearls inside that could be sold to passing traders and merchants. This was long before skyscrapers and oil riches transformed Dubai. Back then, life was basic and simple. Over time, the Bani Yas welcomed other Bedouin nomads to join their small fishing village. For decades, not much changed in sleepy little Dubai. Tiny wooden dhow boats continued plying the creek waters, and children played in the same dusty streets where generations had walked before them. But unbeknownst to the villagers, Dubai's information into a global hub was already underway. In just a century, this backwater oasis would grow beyond imagination into the megacity it is today. Forces were aligning that would ignite Dubai's explosive growth from humble origins into the glittering metropolis we know today. Chapter 2. The Discovery of Oil. In 1966, everything changed for Dubai. That was the year oil was discovered off its coast, transforming the emirate seemingly overnight. Sheikh Rashid recognized the opportunity oil presented for exponential growth and development. With this newfound resource, Dubai could fund grand ambitions. The first oil shipment left Dubai in 1969, securing the emirate's future autonomy. Revenue came flooding in, and Sheikh Rashid rapidly expanded infrastructure to support the oil industry. New ports, roads, and housing developments sprang up across Dubai. Oil exports propelled Dubai into an era of explosive expansion. In just a few decades, the sleepy pearling village had become a major global oil producer. The days of relying on fishing and pearls were gone. An entirely new Dubai was rising up fast, fueled by the black gold underneath the desert sands. Oil had made the impossible possible. Chapter 3. Building a Global Hub. Dubai's rulers knew oil would not last forever. They had to diversify to reduce dependence on finite petroleum reserves. So Dubai leveraged its strategic location to become a vital transportation and commerce hub connecting east and west. Special economic zones offered incentives like 100% foreign ownership and zero taxes to attract global businesses. These policies brought an influx of companies to Dubai. Logistics and trade became central pillars of growth. Dubai built world-class infrastructure like Port Rashid to allow mega tankers to dock. Its airport became a travel crossroads between Europe and Asia. DP World operates some of the busiest ports on the planet, handling cargo shipped to and from Dubai. Emirates Airline helps drive tourism and trade with its extensive routes. Free trade, modern transport links, and business-friendly policies transformed Dubai from a barren desert outpost to the global hub it is today. It became a central node connecting the worldwide flows of goods and capital. Chapter 4. The Kafala System and Migrant Labor. Dubai's meteoric growth required massive labor, but this labor force would not come willingly. To build its glossy skyscrapers, Dubai imported workers through the Kafala sponsorship system. Kafala gave employers total control over migrants. Construction firms and developers seized on Kafala to access cheap labor from poor regions. Agents trafficked laborers with hollow promises of good wages. When workers arrived in Dubai, the nightmares began. Deceived and indebted, they faced abysmal conditions at labor camps, cramped quarters with limited food or water, passports confiscated, forced to work 12 hours in the scorching sun. If they complained, they were beaten. If they tried to leave, they were jailed. The workers were trapped in modern-day slavery, beholden to employers who had purchased them. Meanwhile, Dubai authorities turned a blind eye. Migrant deaths from heat and accidents were covered up to keep the construction boom going. Thousands perished building the luxury high-rises their families back home could never dream of seeing. The human toll of Dubai's growth remained hidden. The Kafala system allowed the construction frenzy to continue unimpeded. It ensured developers like Emaar had unlimited labor to fulfill grandiose projects. And so the laborers toiled on as grievously as Hebrew slaves in Egypt, stacking glass and steel towards the heavens at impossible speed. Their blood and sweat would fuel the coming real estate boom. Chapter 5. The Real Estate Boom. Fueled by migrant labor, Dubai's real estate market boomed in the 2000s, with developers rushing to construct extravagant high-rises and lavish communities to cater to an influx of wealthy foreigners looking to own property in the Gulf region. By the mid-2000s, real estate prices were skyrocketing, with luxury beachfront villas selling for upwards of $10 million. Foreign investors poured money into Dubai real estate, seduced by flashy development projects and the promise of high returns. New artificial islands sprang up, topped with sprawling mansions and apartment towers designed to wow the ultra-rich. But not all the money flooding into Dubai's real estate boom was legitimate. With limited regulations and oversight, Dubai's property market became a haven for shady investors looking to hide illicit funds. Behind the scenes, corrupt officials cut deals with developers to facilitate money laundering through property sales, lining their own pockets in the process. Shell companies proliferated, obscuring the true owners behind Dubai's glitzy new developments. Powerful mafia groups also got in on the action, using strong-arm tactics to secure lucrative construction contracts from developers. Those who resisted faced violent retribution, their bodies dumped in the ocean as a stark warning. Dubai's stunning economic rise was fueled in large part by dirty money, as criminals and corrupt officials exploited the uncontrolled real estate boom to wash their ill-gotten gains. But even more sinister operations were unfolding behind the shiny facades of Dubai's soaring towers. Chapter 6. The Gold Smuggling Epidemic. Real estate is unique when it comes to money laundering because unlike any other form of money laundering, you actually live in and do business through your money laundering, said Jody Vittori, a professor at Georgetown University and expert on illicit finance. Dubai's soaring skyscrapers and lavish developments have enabled money laundering on an unprecedented scale, according to experts. As the emirate experienced a real estate boom, it became a magnet for shady investors seeking to wash dirty money. Luxury villas lined Dubai's Palm Jumeirah Island, casting shadows across the turquoise Persian Gulf waters. Gleaming towers stretched into the sky, glass and steel icons of wealth. Foreign criminals and corrupt officials poured billions into Dubai real estate, snapping up extravagant properties. The gold trade served as a catalyst for corruption. As Dubai emerged as one of the world's largest gold hubs, it attracted unscrupulous players eager to exploit its lax regulations and insatiable demand for the precious metal. Smugglers like Kamlesh Patni and Ivan Macmillan found it easy to slip tainted gold into the emirate. Once refined by facilities like Kalodi, the gold looked pristine, its sordid origins erased. These smugglers catered to criminals seeking to launder dirty money, accepting vast sums of illicit cash to purchase gold. The gold could then be resold and transferred legally to offshore accounts controlled by syndicates like the Gold Mafia. According to experts, gold enabled these groups to shift billions of dollars without detection. These crooks weren't just parking illicit cash, they were using their Dubai assets as bases for further criminal activities. The city's lax reporting rules and opacity around property ownership allowed them to hide behind figurehead buyers and shell companies. In Dubai, there is no real estate ownership registry for property buyers, so once the money is in the country, it can easily be layered through multiple front companies and then used to buy property without any tracing back to the original source, Professor Jody Vittori, an expert on illicit finance at Georgetown University, explained. As shady money flooded in, corruption seeped into every facet of Dubai's economy. Bankers, lawyers, and politicians formed an ecosystem of graft, willing to turn a blind eye in exchange for kickbacks. Whistleblowers were silenced, regulations skirted. Gold smuggling served as another means for criminals to launder cash. As a major gold trading entrepot, Dubai provided easy access to refineries where tainted metal could be cleaned and resold. The gold mafia syndicate exploited this with impunity, moving billions under the noses of complacent officials. Dubai's leaders ignored the rot beneath the glitz. The influx of ill-gotten billions was too lucrative, but the tides may turn as scrutiny increases. Though Dubai seems bright and prosperous on the surface, a current of corruption lurks right below. While Dubai appears as a stunning monument to wealth and progress on the surface, the mirage belies a foundation steeped in corruption, graft, and exploitation. When impossible dreams meet unchecked power and greed, idealism becomes a mere facade used to justify profit by any means.